Hello, hello. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Okay. Let's start. Hold on. Do this and this. Okay. Start with chapter 1. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Most immigrants move to foreign countries either for better employment opportunities and income or for improved living environment. Oh no. Hold on. How can I fix this? This and this and... this. Let me check again. Most immigrants move to foreign countries either for better employment opportunities and income or for an improved living environment. Oh no, doesn't work. Last time I did is fine. This one. Most immigrants move to foreign country for better employment opportunities and income or for an improved living environment. Okay, that works. Most immigrants move to foreign countries for better employment opportunities and income or for an improved living environment. Oh no, my face. Let me calibrate. Okay. Okay. Immigrant 移民移住者 Because I also moved to this country not too long ago, I understand the struggles that new immigrants face. Immigrate. I have to do a lot of paperwork in order to immigrate to Australia. Emigrate and immigrate. Migrate. Immigration. At immigration. Emigration. Immigrate versus emigrate. どちらも migrate に接頭辞がついた形です。Immigrate の im は中にという意味があるため外国から移住する。Emigrate の e には外にという意味があるため外国に移住する。Move. Can you help me move this couch over there? I was so moved by the film. Movement. The ballet performance was very impressive. All of their movements were so smooth. Ballet. Do I pronounce T? C. Ballet. Oh. Oh, I just wanna know. Pronounce.
バレエ
Oh, no, no.
ballet
Ballet.
ballet
Ballet. So we don't pronounce T. Ballet.
ballet
Ballet. Okay. Foreign. Learning foreign languages is very hard but really rewarding. Rewarding. I know this word, but I don't really use it. Rewarding. Rewarding. I think it's too small. Learning foreign languages is very hard, but really rewarding. Learning foreign languages is very hard, but really rewarding. A foreign language, a foreign country, foreigner. I've lived in the US for so long, I sometimes feel like a foreigner in Japan. I've lived in the US for so long, I sometimes feel like a foreigner in Japan. Either or either. At a competitive consulting firm, you will either climb the ranks or leave. Either is fine. I don't like either of them. Tim hates vegetables, but he doesn't like meat either. I wonder what he eats. Either way. Income. I just had a kid, so I'll need another source of income. I just had a kid, so I'll need another source of income. High income earner, low income earner. Improved. This player has improved a lot compared to last season. Improve. Your English has really improved. Improvement. Since I started doing yoga every day, I've seen a massive improvement in sleep quality. Environment. Everybody is quitting because of the toxic work environment. Relatable. Environmental. Environment. Environment.
environment
Environment. Environment.
environment
Environment. Environment. Okay. 次。Is it too small yet?これぐらいでいいか。While many immigrants relocate to be better off financially, research suggests that the movement of labor between borders also improves the stability of the global economy and helps it to flourish. while many immigrants relocate to be better off financially. ハンマーも言わないといけない。Research suggests that the movement of labor between borders no borders yes. Also improves the stability of the global economy and helps it to flourish. While many immigrants relocate to be better off financially. To be better off financially. Be better off financially. Better off financially. これがよくわからんな。Can you explain the meaning of off in this sentence? Off. In the sentence, while many immigrants relocate to be better off financially, the word off is used as part of the idiomatic expression better off. The phrase better off means to have an improved or more favorable financial or overall situation. In this context, it implies that immigrants are moved to a different place or country in the hope of improving their financial well-being or standard of living. They're seeking a better financial situation than what they currently have. So in this sentence, off is used to indicate an improvement in their financial circumstances, suggesting that they hope to be in a more advantageous financial position after relocating. Better off. Oh, shit. So the word So the phrase better off is an idiom. Question mark. Question mark. Yes, the phrase better off is indeed an idiom in English. Idioms are expressions that have a meaning that is not deducible from the individual words used in a phrase. In that case of better off, it doesn't literally mean physically being in a superior position. Instead, it refers to an improved or more advantageous situation. Better off. So better off means improved. Question mark? Yes, that's correct. The phrase better off means improved or in a more favorable situation. When someone said they are better off, they're indicating that their condition or circumstances have improved, whether it's in terms of their financial situation, overall well-being, or some other aspect of their life. It's a way of expression that they are in a more advantageous position compared to the previous state or okay. Can you give me some casual examples of using the phrase better off? Question mark. Okay. I decided to invest in the stock and now I'm better off financially than I was a year ago. She broke up with her ex-boyfriend and she's much better off without him in her life. After changing careers, I'm so much better off. I love my new job. We're better off ordering takeout tonight. I don't feel like cooking. I'm better off taking a cab to the airport because it's faster than public transportation. In these examples, better off is used to indicate an improved or more advantageous situation in various contexts, such as finances, relationships, career, convenience, and more. It's versatile phrase that can be applied to many aspects of life. Okay, I take this one. Better off. Better off means improved. And now I'm improved. So in that case, better off is interchangeable with improved? Question mark? Yes, in many contexts, the phrase better off is interchangeable with the word improved. When you say you're better off, you are essentially saying that your situation or condition has improved. Okay, got it. これは1にした方が分かりやすい。Okay. Research suggests that the movement of labor between borders also improves the stability of the global economy and helps it to flourish. Border. 念のため。
border,
Border.
border,
Border. Okay. Financially. I'm aiming to be financially independent by the time I turn 40. Financial. No, it's not financial. 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 Which one? Financial.
financial,
Financial. Financial. Finance. The global finance crisis. Suggest. Aaron suggested a book for me, so I'm going to get my hands on it tonight. I'm going to get my hands on it. I'm gonna get hands on it. I know this phrase, but I don't really use it. Hands on something. Is the phrase hands on something interchangeable with the phrase work on? Question mark? The phrase hands on and work on have some similarities in meaning, but they are not always interchangeable. Here's how they differ. Hands on. Hands-on typically means directly involved in a task or activity, often with physical engagement. Okay. It implies that you're actively practicing or managing something. personally. Example, I like to have a hands-on approach to. Oh, that's different. Hands-on. Work on generally means to put effort into or engage in a task or project, but it doesn't necessarily imply direct physical involvement. You can work on something without physically handling it. Example, I need to work on this report means you need to dedicate effort to the task, which might include research, writing, and editing, but it doesn't necessarily involve direct physical actions.
Necessarily. Necessarily.
Necessarily.
Necessarily.
Necessarily.
Necessarily.
Necessarily. Necessarily. Necessarily. Necessarily.
Necessarily.
Necessarily. Necessarily. Necessarily. Necessarily. Necessarily. Necessarily. Necessarily. Oh. Necessarily. 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 How do I put nearly equal? Okay. Work on. While there can be overlap between these phrases, they are not always interchangeable. Hands-on emphasize direct physical involvement, while work on has a broader application and doesn't necessarily a physical component. Okay. He suggested a book for me, so I'm going to get my hands on it tonight. Okay. My coach suggested that I drink 30 glasses of milk a day, but I think that's impossible. My coach suggested that I drink 30 glasses of milk. Suggestion. Do you have any suggestion for lunch? Labor. Our labor costs are way too high at the moment, so we shouldn't hire any more people. Manual labor, skilled labor, manual labor, manual labor, 肉体労働, manual labor, skilled labor, skilled labor. A labor of love. That one I know. Labor of love. If you want to be a good teacher, you should see your job as a labor of love. Laborious. A laborious task. Laborious task. Laboriously. Laborious. Huh? Laborious. Laborious. Is the word laborious interchangeable with the word tiring? Question mark. Interchangeable. The word laborious and tiring have some similarities in that they both describe activities or tasks that require effort and are not necessarily easy. However, they're not entirely interchangeable because they emphasize different aspects of the experience. Laborious is more specific in its emphasis on the amount of effort, often suggesting that a task is not only tiring but also demanding and requiring a lot of work, a lot of hard work. It implies that the task is both physically and mentally challenging. Tiring simply means causing fatigue. Fatigue.
Fatigue.
Fatigue. Fatigue. Fatigue. What's the meaning of the word fatigue? Question mark. Fatigue. The word fatigue is a noun that refers to a state of extreme tiredness or exhaustion. Often, okay, so extremely tiring ってことか。Tiring simply means causing fatigue or weariness. Weariness.
Weariness.
Weariness.
Weariness.
Weariness.
Weariness.
Weariness. Weariness. Weariness.
Weariness.
Weariness. Weariness. Weariness. 間違えた。No. What's the meaning of the word weariness? Question mark. Weariness is a noun that refers to a state of being tired, exhausted, or lacking in energy. It's similar in meaning to fatigue, but it tends to emphasize a feeling of being mentally or physically drained after prolonged effort or hardship. 知らなかった。Okay. So tiring simply means causing fatigue or weariness, indicating that an activity makes you feel tired or drained. While a tiring task can also be laborious, not all tiring activities are necessarily as難しい単語。
Strenuous.
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 Strenuous. Strenuous. What's the meaning of the word strenuous? Question mark. The The word strenuous is an adjective that describes an activity or task that requires a great deal of physical or mental effort, often being difficult, demanding, or vigorous. It implies that the activity is challenging and can be physically or mentally exhausting due to the intensity of the effort involved. So in some contexts, you could use them interchangeably, but if you want to convey the idea of a task being not only tiring but also difficult and requiring substantial effort, laborious would be the more appropriate choice. Okay. Tiring. Laborious. Conveys. Which tiring doesn't. Laborious, tiring, and also どうやって書こうかな。tiring, fatigue, and what was the last one? Weariness. Strenuous. Are those words have the same meaning? Question mark? Okay. While these words are all related to feelings of tiredness or exertion, they have distinct nuances and are not entirely synonyms. So while there's some overlap in their meanings, they each have their own specific connotation. Tiring is the broadest term, while strenuous implies a high level of effort. Fatigue describes the result of exhaustion, and weariness often has emotional or physical components. むずいね。OK、次。Border. Will building a wall between the US and Mexico really helps with border protection? Will building a wall between the US and Mexico really help with border protection? borderless, 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 borderline, borderline, borderless, borderless, borderless,
borderless,
borderless, borderless,
borderless,
borderless, borderless, borderless. Borderless. We are constantly on the borderline between breaking up and being together. Stability, 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 安定性. I thought about moving to Paris next month, but I need some stability in my life right now. Stability, instability, instability. Instability doesn't sound like instability because of Instagram. Stable, unstable. The Wi-Fi isn't stable here. Stably, stabilize, stabilization. Instability, stability, stability. 反対の矢印。反対の矢印。This one. Instability, instability, ability, instability, instability. Noun か。I need some instability. I need some instability は言わないな。Instability. Can you give me some casual examples of using the word instability? Question mark. Okay. The roller coaster ride was so bumpy that it created a sense of instability, making me hold on tightly. The stock market can be unpredictable, and sudden drops in value often lead to financial instability. これはわかりやすいね。My old computer had constant crashes and freezes, causing software instability. Software instability. これもわかりやすい。Their relationship was marked by constant arguments and emotional ups and downs, resulting in an atmosphere of instability. The political situation in the country is characterized by uncertainty and instability, making it challenging for business to thrive. Okay. Economy. I wonder if India's economy will ever be bigger than China's. I wonder if India's economy will ever be bigger than China's. Is it happening? Is it happening? I just wanna no, my email up. Well, economic. The economic situation in Italy is not great at the moment. Economical car. It's economical. Economical って言うんだ。燃費がいい。Economical. Economical. Economical. Oops. Economical. Can you give me some casual examples of the word economical? Question mark. I like to buy in bulk because it's more economical in the long run, and I have some money. This small car is quite economical on gas. It doesn't have to fill up the tank very often. Bulk ってなんだ? Because it's more economical in the long run. What is bulk? Question mark. Bulk refers to a large quantity or mass of something, typically in an undivided or unproceeded form. It can refer to a substantial amount of a particular substance, material, or product. I like to buy in bulk because it's more economical in the long run, and I save money. 一気に買うってことか。His small car is quite economical on gas. That's a good one. Cooking at home is usually more economical than eating out at restaurant. こういう使い方もできる。コスパがいいってことか。She's very economical with her time and always finds way to be productive. Using energy-efficient applicants is not only good for the environment, but also economical in terms of reducing electricity bills. Nice. Economical. 次。Flourish. It's really important to have good mentors if you want your career to flourish. Flourishing. Prosper. Flourish. Flourish. 間違えた。Which words is more commonly used? あれ Which words is most 間違えた Which words are more commonly used? Flourish or prosper? Question mark. Words. Both flourish and prosper are words used to describe success, growth, and well-being, but they are used in slightly different contexts. Prosper Wait, where is the accent?
Prosper.
Prosper. Prosper. Prosper. Prosper is more commonly used when referring to financial or economic success. It often implies the idea of becoming wealthy or having a financial stability. For example, you might say he prospered in his business and became a millionaire. Flourish is a broader term and can be used in various contexts beyond just financial success. It can refer to thriving or doing well in many aspects of life, including personal growth, health, relationships, or creative endeavors. For example, you could say, her art career began to flourish after she joined a renowned art school. Okay, so flourish doesn't necessarily means rich. ってこと？Prosper is often more associated with financial success, while flourish has broader range of application. Okay. Flourish and prosper. Okay. Tsugi. It is argued that this is because immigrants bring diverse and scarce skills and abilities to the countries to which they immigrate. They also fulfill the eternal demand for unskilled labor in these countries. 言い間違いが多かった。It is argued that this is because immigrants brings diverse and scarce skills and abilities to the countries to which they immigrate. Period. They also fulfill the eternal demand for unskilled labor in these countries. It is argued that this is because immigrants bring diverse and scarce skills and abilities to the countries to which they immigrate. It is argued that this is because immigrants bring diverse and scarce skills and abilities to the countries which they immigrate. They also fulfill the eternal demand for unskilled labor in these countries. Okay. これいいとこ。違う。こうか。 Okay. Argue. Let's stop arguing about where to go for dinner and just flip a coin to decide. Okay. Argue. Argument. Argumentative. 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 John and Kim are having an argument again. The less you respond to argumentative people, the happier your life will be. Argumentative. 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 The less you respond to argumentative people, the happier your life will be. The less you respond to argumentative people, the happier your life will be. Argumentative. They're just argumentative. って言えるか。He is just argumentative, so you don't have to worry about it. You can just ignore them. Scarce. Scarce. Scarce はあんまり覚えられてないな。Scarce. Scarce means rare. Quality political leaders are a bit scarce these days. Scarcely. Hardly. Scarcely anybody used a flip phone these days. Scarcity. Scarce. 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 Does the word scarce means rare? Rare. もう言えない。Rare.
Rare.
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 Rare. Rare.
Rare.
Rare. Rare. Rare. Rare. Rare.
Rare. Rare.
Rare.
Rare.
Rare. Rare.
Rare.
Rare. Rare. Rare. That's so rare. Kinda. Yes, the word scarce is often used to mean rare or in short supply. When something is scarce, it is not readily available or is limited in quantity, making it relatively rare compared to what might be considered typical or abundant. Here's some examples. Clean drinking water can be scarce in certain parts of the world. In this case, scarce indicates that clean drinking water is not readily available and it is therefore rare in those areas. During the winter, fresh fruits like strawberries can be scarce in colder climates. Their scarce suggests that fresh strawberries are rare and not easily found in regions with cold winters. So when used, When you use the word scarce, you are conveying the idea that something is not plentiful or common, which often aligns with the concept of reality. Scarce. Scarce. So are these interchangeable? Question mark. Scarce and rare are similar in meaning in many contexts, but they are not always interchangeable. Scarce often emphasize the idea of limited availability or insufficiency, which can lead to rarity. It conveys that something is hard to find, in short supply, or not abundant. Rare simply means that something is not common or occurs infrequently, without necessarily emphasizing the reason for its rarity. In many cases, you can use them interchangeably to describe something that is both infrequent and hard to find. However, scarce may carry a stronger implication of scarcity or insufficient supply, whereas rare is a more general term for describing the uncommonness of something. The choice between the two words often depends on the specific nouns you want to convey in your statement. So in that case, scarce is more specific or depend on situation than rare. Rare. Question mark. Yes, scarce is often more specific and context dependent than rare. Okay.これは前もやった気がするんだよな。Scarce. Skill. I think my accounting skills will come in handy when I start my own business. Skilled. A skilled worker. Skillful. Skillfully. It takes a little practice to become a skillful software. Ability. Ability and inability. How can I improve my ability to make people laugh? I'm so boring. Able. Unable. I wasn't able to answer the question that my teacher asked me. Enable. Enable. This website enables people to earn a full-time income online. Enable. 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 Disability. Disable. Skill versus ability. どちらも似ていますが、スキルは習得するもの、アビリティは生まれつきのものっていう感覚があります。Skill and ability. Enable. 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 Can you give me some casual examples of using the words enable? Question mark. Using the word enable. Okay. The new software will enable us to work more efficiently and get things done faster. Having a supportive family can enable you to pursue your dream with confidence. Regular exercise and a healthy diet can enable you to maintain a strong and fit body. His encouragement and guidance have enabled me to take on new challenges at work. The internet enables us to connect with people from all over the world, no matter where we are. Enable. Enable. In these examples, enable is used to convey the idea of making something possible or providing the means for someone to achieve a certain goal or engage in a specific activity. It often implies empowerment or facilitation. Is there some synonyms? Question mark. Is there some synonyms? To facilitate, to make something easier or some straightforward. Empower, allow, assist, support. Okay. Enable. Fulfill. I finally got to fulfill my childhood dream of driving a Ferrari yesterday. Finally got to fulfill my childhood dream of driving a Ferrari. Fulfilled. Watching the sunset makes me feel fulfilled. Fulfillment. Fulfilled. 満たされる。Fulfilled. Fulfill. Huh? Fulfilled? Fulfilled. Can you give me some casual examples of using the word fulfill? Question mark. Traveling the world has always been my dream, and I finally got to fulfill it last year. Earning this degree will fulfill my goal of getting a higher education and pursuing my dream job. Helping others in need is what fulfills me the most. That's why I love volunteering. Finishing this project on time will fulfill our client's expectation and make them happy. When I met my favorite author in person, it was dream come true and completely fulfilled my expectation. Got to fulfill っていう使い方が1個あるのと、単純に fulfill。Watching the sunset makes me feel fulfilled. Period. Okay. Eternal. My love for you is eternal. Eternity. I'm eternally grateful to you. Eternally. Forever と一緒 Is there a difference between eternal and forever? Question mark. Question mark. Eternal and forever are related terms, but they are not entirely interchangeable, and there are subtle differences in their usage. Eternal is an adjective that describes something as timeless, unending, or existing throughout all time. It implies a sense of infinite duration, often in a spiritual or philosophical context. For example, eternal love suggests a love that transcends time and is everlasting. Forever is an adverb. 品詞が違うか。Adjective で adverb. That is indicate an unending or limitless duration of time. It is often used in a more literal or everyday sense to describe something that goes on without end, such as I will love you forever. Deeper, sometimes more abstract or philosophical connotation. Okay, そもそも品詞が違う。Demand. The demand for AI professionals has ballooned over the past few years. The demand for AI professionals. In demand. Bilingual people are in high demand in Japan. Demanding. This course is very demanding. I have to finish 3 assignments in a couple of months. Demanding. これもよく使える。This course is very demanding. I have to finish 3 assignments in a couple of months.要求が高い。My boss is really demanding. もう言うね。OK、ラスト。As an illustration, Australia has supported the view that the liberty of movement is a core and innate human rights principles, rather than a privilege. Thanks to this, the country has prospered economically. I didn't read well. As an illustration, Australia has supported the view that the liberty of movement is a core and innate human rights principles. And also not just a letter. Rather than privilege. 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 Period. Thanks to this, the country has prospered economically. Prosper. I just learned the word. Okay. Australia has supported the view that the liberty of movement is a core and innate human rights principle, rather than a privilege. Thanks to this, the country has prospered economically. What does the phrase "as an illustration" mean? Question mark. The phrase "as an illustration" is used to introduce an example or specific instance that serves to clarify or demonstrate a point, idea, or concept. It is often used to provide a concrete real-life case or scenario to help the listener or reader better understand the subject or argument being discussed. So is it interchangeable with the phrase "for example"? Question mark. Yes. As an illustration is essentially interchangeable with "for example" in many contexts. Both phrases are used to introduce specific examples that illustrate or clarify a point. Okay. As an illustration. As an illustration. Illustration equal "for example". Okay. Support. I want to support you, but your argument doesn't make sense at all. Supportive. Our husband was really supportive after the baby was born. Supportively supporting. Liberty. This company will give you the liberty to work from anywhere in the world. The Statue of Liberty. Take the liberty of doing. Just to let you know, I took the liberty of canceling your flight. I just took liberty of, take the liberty of doing. Take the liberty of doing. Oops. Take the liberty of doing. Can you give me some casual examples of using the phrase "take the liberty of"? Take the liberty of. I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty of rearranging the furniture in the living room to make it more spacious. I took the liberty of ordering your favorite pizza for dinner since I knew you had a long day at work. I've taken the liberty of inviting a few friends over for a small get-together this weekend. I hope that's okay with you. She took the liberty of borrowing your book to read while you were away on vacation. I know you need to leave early, so I took the liberty of printing out the meeting agenda for you. In these examples, take the liberty of is used to express someone has done something without necessarily seeking permission, but with the intention of being helpful or considerate. It often implies a degree of informal authority and may be used when making decisions on behalf of someone else, especially when it's done in a well-intentioned manner. Okay. これは使いたい言葉だね。日本語で言うと何なんだろう。liberty。勝手に何々しといた。してあげたかな。Liberal, conservative. When people say that they have left-wing views, that means they have liberal views. Liberal views. Liberally. Liberalism. Liberalism. Liberate. Liberation. This famous musician says that music can liberate your mind from anxiety and other problems. Liberate. Liberate は free と一緒かな。Liberate and free are the same meaning? Question mark? Not tree. Liberate and free are related terms, but they are not always used interchangeably, and they have some nuanced differences in meaning and usage. Liberate typically means to set someone or something free from a state of confinement, oppression, or restriction, often through some form of deliberate action. It implies a more active or intentional process of feeling. Free generally means to release someone or something from constraints, captivity, or limitations, allowing them to enjoy liberty or independence. It can refer to the state of being unrestricted or unconfined. While there is some overlap in their meanings, the distinction often lies in the degree of agency of intention. Liberate tends to emphasize a deliberate effort to free someone or something from a specific situation, while free can refer to the state of being without constraints. In casual language, they might be used interchangeably in some cases, but the choice between them can depend on the specific nuance you want to convey. Okay. まあこれはいいかな。Liberate. Core. What kind of core skills do you need to become an astronaut? Core. This video explains how to core an apple. That is really specific way to use the word core. Innate. Is perfect pitch innate? Innately. 生まれつき You seem innately destined to be an artist. Your painting is just amazing. Is it innate? Innate はわかるかな。 innate 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 はいいか。right. Just because you have the right to speak, and just because you have the right to speak your mind doesn't mean that you should. Human right. I'll be right back. Principle. You should know that 7 principles of business success before you start your own business. You should know the 7 principles of business success before you start your own business. In principle, basic principles. I agree with the plan in principle, but I'm not sure if it's actually feasible. I agree with the plan in principle. 基本的にはってことか。In principle. In principle. What does the phrase in principle means? Question mark. The phrase in principle is used to indicate that something is theoretically or conceptually true or valid, but it may not necessarily be true or applicable in practice. It expresses a condition or idea that is based on theory or fundamental concept. Here are some examples to illustrate the meaning of in principle. In principle, we support the idea of reducing carbon emissions, but the practical implementation may be challenging. In principle, everyone is equal before the law, but there can be challenges in ensuring equal treatment in real-world situations. The concept of a 4-day work week is appealing in principle, but it may not work for all industries and job types. In principle, the company is committed to customer satisfaction, but there may be occasional issues that need to be resolved. In these examples, in principle is used to acknowledge the theoretical or ideal aspect of a concept, policy, or idea, while also recognizing the practical implementation and real-world conditions may present challenges or variations. In principle. In principle. これちょっと日本語で言ってみよう。In principle はIn principle は基本的にはと訳せますか？はい、in principle は基本的には原則としてなどと訳すことができます。この表現は理論的な観点や基本的な原則に基づいて 何かを説明するときに使われます。ってことは、in that case, when you use the word in that case, when you use the phrase in principle, it should be should it be subjective, not objective? Question mark. The use of the phrase in principle is often employed to express a subjective perspective or opinion, although it can also be used in more objective context. When used subjectively, it indicates that a person or entity is stating their position or opinion based on principles, values, or beliefs. For example, in principle, I support the idea of environmental conservation. However, it can also be used in more objective contexts, such as legal or academic discussions, where it means that something is theoretically or conceptually true or valid, based on established principles, even if it's not a matter of personal opinion. For example, in principle, all citizens have equal rights under the law. So in principle can be used both subjectively and objectively, depending on the context in which it is used. It often signals a theoretical or conceptual perspective, whether personal or based on established principles. OK。じゃあこれ書いとくか。これはどっちでも OK。Although it can also be used in. OK。I agree with the plan in principle, but I'm not sure if it's actually feasible. Period. What is feasible? What does feasible means? Question mark. Oh, 何これ初めて見たこんな。Which response do you prefer? I don't want to read two versions. This one. The term feasible is an adjective that describes something as being possible, achievable, or doable under given circumstances. It suggests that a particular idea, project, plan, or action is practical and capable of being carried out successfully. When something is deemed feasible, it means that there are no insurmountable. What is that?
Insurmountable. Insurmountable.
Insurmountable.
Insurmountable.
Insurmountable.
Insurmountable.
Insurmountable. Insurmountable. Insurmountable. Insurmountable. So feasible means capable or achievable. What was the word? insurmountable,
Insurmountable.
insurmountable. What does insurmountable mean? Question mark. The term insurmountable is an adjective that describes something as being impossible to overcome or surpass. It indicates that a problem, obstacle, challenge, or difficulty is so great, difficult, or overwhelming that it cannot be successfully defeated with or conquered. That means impossible, insurmountable. Insurmountable and impossible have same meanings? Question mark. Insurmountable and impossible have similar meanings in that they both describe situations, problems, or challenges that cannot be overcome or achieved. However, there are some nuances in their usage. Impossible is a strong term, suggesting an absolute lack of possibility. It's used when discussing challenges or obstacles that are exceptionally difficult but not necessarily theologically or theoretically impossible. じゃあ impossible の方が強いのか。insurmountable insurmountable 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 and impossible.つけとくか。versus でいいか。impossible. Okay. 次。privilege. I get a lot of privilege working here, so I'm going to stick around for a bit. Have the privilege of doing. I'm so pleased to have the privilege of working with a smart person like you. I'm so pleased to have the privilege of working. これはでもあんま使わんか。privilege of doing. Privileged. I don't think students from a privileged background have an advantage in getting into university. I don't think students from a privileged background have an advantage in getting into university. Well, money-wise. Okay. これで Chapter 1終わり。Oh. Let's review the words I learned today. Okay. Rewarding. Did I put this word? Rewarding? Rewarding. Rewarding. なんか書いたっけ? Learning foreign language is very hard but really rewarding. Did I learn this word? Rewarding. I don't remember. Rewarding. 書いたっけ? 書いたのか。まあいいか。Rewarding. Learning foreign languages is very hard but really rewarding. Rewarding って日本語で言うとなんだろうな。価値がある。worth と一緒か。Rewarding. Does rewarding means worth? Question mark? Thirsty. Does. あれ? Rewarding and worth are related terms, but they have slightly different meanings and connotation. Rewarding, when something is described as rewarding, it means that it brings satisfaction, fulfillment, or sense of accomplishment. It often implies that the effort put into something was worthwhile because of the positive emotional or personal outcomes. For example, a challenging job can be rewarding because it provides a sense of achievement. Worth is more directly related to value or significance. When something is said to be worth a particular amount of effort, it means that it has that value or deserves that level of effort. It can be used to express the idea that something has a certain level of importance, value, or cost. So while both terms are associated with the idea of something being valuable or worthwhile, rewarding is often used to emphasize the personal or emotional satisfaction that comes from an experience, while worth is more focused on the objective value or significance of something. Okay. The rewarding has an connotation of achievement. Okay. Better off means improved. I decided to invest in the stock and now I'm better off financially than I was a year ago. Better off, improved. I decided to invest in the stock and now I'm improved. Now I'm better off. Better off. Learning foreign languages is not rewarding, punishment, but punishment. That's a nice way to use the word rewarding. But I think it's rewarding though. In the end, I think. Thank you for your comment. Okay. Then next one, hands on something is interchangeable with work on. Hands on emphasize direct physical involvement, while work on has a broader application and doesn't necessarily cannot still say the word necessarily okay
necessarily,
imply a physical component. He suggested a book for me, so I'm going to get my hands on it tonight. Laborious means is similar to tiring, fatigue, weariness, strenuous. Laborious conveys the idea of a task being not only tiring but also difficult and requiring substantial effort, which tiring doesn't. So while there's some overlap in their meanings, they each have their own specific connotation. These are difference between tiring, fatigue, and weariness and strenuous. Stability and instability. The stock market can be unpredictable, and sudden drops in value often lead to financial instability. My old computer had constant crashes and freezes, causing software instability. Economical. I like to buy in bulk because it's more economical in the long run. I save money. His small car is quite economical on gas. He doesn't have to fill up the tank very often. Cooking at home is usually more economical than eating out at restaurants. Flourish versus prosper. Prosper is often more associated with financial success, while flourish has a broader range of applications. Argumentative. The less you respond to argumentative people, the happier your life will be. Scarce. Scarce may carry stronger implication of scarcity or insufficient supply, whereas rare is more general term for describing the uncommonness of something. Enable. The internet enables us to connect with people from all over the world, no matter where we are. The new software will enable us to work more efficiently and get things done faster. Fulfilled. Traveling the world has always been my dream, and I finally got to fulfill it last year. Watching the sunset makes me feel fulfilled. Demanding. This course is very demanding. I have to finish 3 assignments in a couple of months. As an illustration means, for example, take the liberty of doing. I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty of rearranging the furniture in the living room to make it more spacious. In principle, the use of the phrase in principle is often employed to express subjective perspective or opinion, although it can also be used in more objective context. The concept of a 4-day work week is appealing in principle, but it may not work for all industries and job types. I agree with the plan in principle, but I'm not sure if it's actually feasible. Then feasible means capable or achievable. And finally, how do I pronounce it? Insurmountable? I forgot. Insurmountable.
Insurmountable.
Insurmountable versus impossible. In many cases, insurmountable is used when discussing challenges or obstacles that are exceptionally difficult, but not necessarily philosophically or theoretically impossible. Impossible is a stronger term, suggesting an absolute lack of possibility. Okay. Chapter 1 is done. Okay. I'm gonna finish this session here. Thank you for the comment. I'll do chapter 2 in the next session. Okay. So if you enjoy it, please subscribe, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye. Thank you.